I talk to a lot of ambitious people on the regular who love Amazon, they believe in Amazon, they actually shop on Amazon, and they want to get started, but they don't have the resources. And this is what I want to tell you if you're one of those people that fall into that category. If you don't have the resources, you need to become resourceful. There's so many people who are ambitious, smart, and hungry that they just don't have the credit, they just don't have the funds to invest into trainings, programs, mentorship, physical products, trademarks, so on and so forth. So what I recommend you do is explore a few different options. One of them being creative partnerships or joint ventures. So one thing that you could do is create a 50-50 partnership. And usually if one party does not have the money, they have the time. And if the other partner has the money, they don't have the time. So if you could literally reach out to this partner and say, hey, listen, I've been doing my research. I've been doing a lot of due diligence. I'm sure you know what Amazon is. I want to start an online Amazon business. I think that this is a good investment, but I don't have the capital. If you're willing to put up the initial starting capital and help fund it, I will do all the legwork. I'll do all the grinding. I'll do all the research. I'll manage it, so on and so forth. And we could expect to make on average 30% profit on every product that we sell. So you could talk to friends, family, colleagues, and you could propose something like that. Now, from my past experience, and I'm not going to hit on this because I can't give legal advice, but just simply go on Rocket Lawyer or talk to a lawyer and get something drafted up that's a legal binding contract so either of you guys don't get screwed, right? Disclaimer, I'm not going to get into that stuff. Next is you could reach out to somebody for a business capital or a working capital type loan. This is where you don't own 50% equity and they own 50% equity. You own 100% equity, but you reach out to a friend, a colleague, family member, a private investor, and you get a loan from them directly and you give them a decent amount of interest. A lot of people sitting on a ton of money, if their money's in the bank and the savings, they're making 1/3%, right? Or 1/10%. If their money's in stock markets, they might make a couple points, right? But it's very hard for you to make 10% on your money very, very conservatively and very safe. So what I would suggest is reaching out to someone and say, hey, I've been doing my due diligence. I want to get started in this business, so on and so forth. I need X amount of dollars to get started. Would you be willing to put that cash up? And what I would be willing to do in return is to give you 10% on your revenue that you invest within 3 to 6 months, right? Now I'm just throwing a time frame out there. You can work on the time frame, you can work on the dollar amount. What a lot of our members do is $5,000 to $10,000, and they usually do 6 months to 12 months. That's enough for you to get started with a few products, a few SKUs, some education, and that's enough for the investor to actually make a little bit of money on their return, right? So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is to utilize 0% APR credit cards, other working capitals from professional institutions like Kabbage, like PayPal, so on and so forth, to actually get working capital loans to start your business. Now, again, this is going to be exclusive to specific countries, which you can do your due diligence. The majority of them are going to be US only, and you're going to have some type of verifiable income as well as credit score, right? Typically, what we've seen a lot of our members that exhaust those options, they have around a 650 and they live in the US, right? So that can change, again, full disclosure. But that's a few different ways that you guys can get started. And look, let's say you don't know anybody. Let's say everybody says no. Let's say you don't have credit and you may think that, oh, this is never going to work. I want to do this, but I just don't have a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. Look around your house and identify things that you don't need that are going to rust, rot, or depreciate that you can liquidate for funds, whether at pawn shops, whether on Facebook marketplaces, so on and so forth, to come up with that extra capital. If that still doesn't work, reach out to everybody in your subdivision, everybody in your neighborhood, and say, hey, how much do you pay to get your grass cut? I'll do it for X amount cheaper. I'm only going to do this for a month or two because I'm trying to save some money for my business. If it's cold where you're at, get out the snow blower, get out the shovel, and go shovel some yards, some driveways, and make sure that you can hustle some funds. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear this, but when I was starting out in 2014, 2015, I literally worked 8 p.m. to 3 a.m., third shift. I would get off, I would go to the Salvation Army on Sundays when it was blue tags, and I would get Polo, Tommy, all these designer clothing at 50% off when I had no money. I would steam clean them, I would iron them, and I would actually sell them on Poshmark and eBay and all these different sites. And that's how I hustled money. I would cut grass, I would shovel snow, I would move furniture, I would do anything and everything that I could to come up with some money. So a lot of you guys have to set your pride away. A lot of you guys say, I don't have the money, but do you have the ambition? A lot of times what's lacking the ambition, or what's stopping you and inhibiting you from grinding and hustling to get the money to get started, is your pride. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Sacrifice for your dreams, guys, or your dreams will become the sacrifice. That's what I'll tell you. If you really want to do this, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Check out more videos on my YouTube channel at Joshua Crisp on YouTube. There's over 100+ videos similar to this in all around entrepreneurship. And for 50% off all services as well as softwares that AMZ Hunter offers, make sure you check out www.amzhunter.com and use promo code HUNTER50.